The Prince, who arrived at the European Parliament this morning, called for a tripartite alliance between public, private and non-governmental organisations to tackle the problem.
No one at all, I am certain, would have predicted that changes in the Earth's climate would become the leading concern of a great many of Europe's politicians and a high proportion of its citizens. Climate change as a self-inflicted wound, if you like, is something which was drawn to my attention, as the President was saying, over 20 years ago, and has occupied it, amongst other things, ever since. Chiefly, if I may say so, from the point of view of the wisdom of taking a precautionary approach. And during that time, every apparent advance, whether in terms of political will, public awareness, or cross-sector commitment to tackling the issue, has been rapidly overtaken by the latest scientific consensus on the scale and urgency of the challenge we face. Now, some people still argue, of course, about the precise consequences of climate change. Others are still completely sceptical and feel it to be some kind of pagan nonsense. Quite a few probably never want to hear it mentioned ever again, because it all seems so profoundly gloomy. But what seems to me to be important is that some of the effects we are witnessing now are happening twice as fast as scientists were predicting just 5 years ago. And in the last few months we've learnt that the North Polar ice cap is melting so fast that some scientists are predicting that in 7 years' time it will completely disappear in summer. Others think it will take a little longer. But the mere fact that such a development is conceivable at all is, you would have thought, yet another wake-up call as we sleepwalk our way towards the edge of catastrophe. Millions of people throughout the world are deeply concerned about what is happening to our planet, but they feel utterly powerless. So they look to national governments, the European Union and international agencies to act on their behalf. But too often they see nothing but argument, disagreement and prevarication. For me, the crux of the problem is, and I only pray I will be proved wrong, that the doomsday clock of climate change is ticking ever faster towards midnight. We are simply not reacting quickly enough. We cannot be anything less than courageous and revolutionary in our approach to tackling climate change. If we are not, the result will most likely be catastrophe for all of us, but with the poorest in our world hit hardest of all. And in this sense, it is surely comparable to war. The question is, do we, as a world community, have the resolve to wage it? For instance, I wonder, if we are really honest with ourselves, whether we have the courage to weave climate change considerations into the fabric of every aspect of European development, because that is what we must do.
Strong applause for a powerful speech and a truly global warning.